Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Mau akwaba e de ba PENDREAM TV so mestra so be subscribe to channel no click bell ni so said the news to ha so nsa betumi aka no atie ni ntem e ya no like no comment no share ama foforo so nsa aka no mo atie hu ne ekoso ye mbem ha eye Sammy Gyamfi ye communications director de ma NDC ena e de nsema betu dwa afa eye James Gyakye Quayson Ninsensema ko Supreme Court efa asin of akonya orene ya MPP for ka se no okuta dual citizenship nti oni kwan se otimi contest no decision Supreme Court e de ba se o ma declare ni seat no vacant nti o mon ko by elections no e no na Sammy Gyamfi aba bontin abeka se sa decision by Supreme Court no according to Supreme Court na precedents enen o mo facts are more presented no my decision na Supreme Court take no make it senseless or sense bia ni na face baseless as so ni nyina so bia na mo NDC for the mo nka ho hwe na emo mo nyina beta Gyakye Quayson echi emra wasa ya na adwen so be contest bio no na omo de omo support nyina ama no yenko na yenko tie se de Sammy Gyamfi aka na nsem fai.
I'm super excited that Honorable Gyakye Quayson has officially declared his intentions to contest the assent of by-elections on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress. And as National Communications Officer of the NDC, I have the full permission and authorization of the party to announce that the entire National Democratic Congress, its leadership, the rank and file, are solidly united behind the candidature of Honorable Gyakye Quayson. We are united behind him because Honorable Gyakye Quayson, first of all, is the choice of the people of Asenof. There is no doubt about that. He is a people's choice. And he is our surest bet of winning this by-election, which is the creation of the New Patriotic Party. If you look at the results from the 2020 parliamentary elections, it is very clear that this is a man who is loved by his people. The votes Honorable Quayson pulled, which is in excess of 17,000 votes, specifically 17,498, was far more than the votes that the presidential candidate of the MPP, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, got, which is 16,065 votes, and the votes the presidential candidate of the NDC got, which is 15,014 votes. So this is a parliamentary candidate, a member of parliament, who is really loved by his people to the extent that he got more votes than all the presidential candidates in the elections in the Asenof constituency in 2020. This is a constituency that we had lost in 2016 by close to 57% to the MPP. And so that showing, that impressive showing of Honorable Quayson tells us that across the divide, because clearly if you look at the vote difference between him and former President Mahama, it is very clear that there are MPP people who voted for him and there are many neutrals who may not have voted for the NDC but voted for Honorable Quayson. And so who rather do we present in this by-election than this man who was elected barely 2 years ago by the people of Asenof to represent them in parliament because they believe in his love for the constituency, his vision for the constituency, and the plans he has for the constituency. Again, Doc, I'm excited that Honorable Quayson has officially declared his intention to contest this by-election because he is a victim of injustice. And that injustice must be corrected. and the people who have the power to correct the injustice that has been perpetrated against Honorable Quayson by the courts of this country are the good people, the electorate of Asenof. And I have no doubt in my mind that they will tell the courts of this country that they have done injustice to their member of parliament and right that wrong. You see, my friend Ejapamesa said people are bastardizing the courts. Look, all the things you read on this matter, what did you read which amounts to bastardization of the court? You read Honorable Quayson's declaration of intent. What has the Honorable former member of parliament said in that statement that bastardizes the court? This attempt,
a general statement, not necessarily.
Then that general statement had no basis in the context of the discussion. Because he is basically expressing
you cannot set what I see.
No, but I have a right to express an opinion on what you say.
So I'm
and
just
my opinion on what you said.
The comments that I made. Anyway, you go ahead.
My opinion on what you said is that it has no legs to stand on in the context of this discussion. Honorable Quayson has not bastardized the court. He is simply engaging in a constructive, commonsensical, legal criticism of a court decision. And we are allowed to do so. In fact, we are taught to do so as law students and as lawyers. Master, it should be obvious to every objective mind that the decision by the Supreme Court in the case of Honorable Gyakye is a travesty of justice. It's a gross miscarriage of justice. It's a decision that doesn't make sense based on established precedents by the Supreme Court and based on the facts of the case. They are not prepared. They don't even have a candidate. The MPP, they are the ones I'm talking about. So they are now jumping all over the place trying to conduct a primary, hurriedly conduct a primary, select a candidate. And they are busy mobilizing contractors, okay, to go into the constituency, send equipment to the roads in the area, which they have neglected all these years, and create an impression that all of a sudden, because of a by-election, they care about the people of Asenof. The same shameless conduct they engage in at Kumau. That is what they want to do. And engage in the same monetization. Maybe in the case of Asenof, it may even be bigger. The same practice of vote buying that they engage in Kumau. And that is why the EC is pushing the election further. Because this election, some of us have been pushing for this by-election as far back as last year. The earlier we go for this election, the better. We have no doubt in our mind that the people of Asenof are discerning. They will not neglect, they will not reject Honorable Quayson, who has only proven to love and to be interested in their welfare and then their development. In the short period that Honorable Quayson became or served as member of parliament for Asenof, Asenof was restored back to the path of development and progress. Things that the people of Asenof had never seen, they began to see. That a member of parliament in opposition could engage electrical engineers to service 40 street lights, procuring and distributing, installing over 1,500 street lights, 1,500 within a short space of time. There are members of parliament who are in their fourth term who have not even been able to do that. You go into their constituencies and it is total darkness. But under Honorable Quayson, who was member of parliament for less than, before he was sent to court, he had not even served for 6 months. And he had not served for 2 years when his election was invalidated by the Cape Coast High Court. But he had done all these things. The rehabilitation of schools, the reshaping of roads that he has done, the provision of potable water. So we know that the people of Asenof will not only vote for justice, but they will vote for true development. And they will read in between the lines and appreciate the shenanigans of the MPP and their vote buying gimmicks. And know that it is only temporal. It is only a ruse to deceive them into voting for them. And that they will be neglected immediately they get their mandate. Asenof is a swing ridge, a constituency. The NPP has won it more than the NDC has done so. If they had any good intentions for the people of Asenof, they will not wait for a by-election before they will engage the services of contractors to go and do their roads for them. They have some of the poorest roads you can find in Ghana, in Asenof. So we know that the chiefs and people of Asenof will vote for development and they will vote for justice. Justice must prevail in this matter. And we are ready. We don't want to engage. I've heard what the MPP Communications Director, Richard Ahiagba, has said. Talk is cheap. Now they say talk is air. The job is on the ground. We are not going to talk plenty. All rules now lead to Asenof. And if you are an NDC member, or you are a Ghanaian, or you are from Asenof and you are listening to me, know that this by-election is a by-election like none other. Because this by-election is a referendum on the performance of the Kufuor Bawumia government. And the people of Asenof have a responsibility to send a clear signal to this government that they have been a monumental failure and that they are ready, the people of this country are ready to hold them responsible for the unprecedented hardships, the bankruptcy that they plunged this country into because of their recklessness and their mismanagement. That is all I have to say.